Okay, when I say someone young, do you think of a child who scribbles around in crayons? Or do you think of someone in high school or someone in their early 20s or early 30s? Every year on my birthday or when the school year ends or before the first day of school, I have the same thoughts. Wow, I'm getting older. And then I start thinking about the times where I would be playing on the elementary school blacktop, playing handball or foursquare, or running around when we had recess. But the thing is, that following school year or that following year, I would have a lot of fun. And then a couple years later, I would reminisce on those memories. So then it becomes an endless cycle of nostalgia in which the present becomes the wistful past. Okay, I'm going to tell one of my example stories, or a couple of them, before I get into the solution. I guess I'll start with the most memorable, which is COVID times, actually. I feel like it's always COVID times. During the pandemic, I basically did not touch grass at all. I would do one of two things. I would either scroll on TikTok and watch random TikTok dances like Renegade or whatever was popular back then, or I would play a game called Minecraft Bed Wars, which consumed a large portion of my life. And I would even have like an online Discord servers, and then I'd call people online, like people I just didn't know in real life. And I had a bunch of online friends, right? So I remember during the pandemic, like while I was locked away in my room, I would be thinking about the nostalgic times. So most prominently, I would think about sitting in my mom's car and listening to this one specific radio station, 102.7 Kiss FM. I don't know if you guys listen to that, but that was basically my childhood. They would always play like the typical pop songs, like whatever was popular, Ed Sheeran, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, I don't know who else, Shawn Mendes maybe. It was like back in the days where Señorita was popular, or the Dancing in the Dark. I don't know what the song's called. Oh wait, no, it's called Perfect. Listening to those songs as she was taking us to like the library or some, I don't know, amusement park to go bowling, just anything, right? That was nostalgic for me. But now, you know what's nostalgic? Those COVID times. So back when I would like call, I don't know if you guys heard that, but those birds are really interesting. Now the nostalgic times are playing Minecraft Bed Wars with my online friends and staying up till like 4 a.m. and having no life, you know, sleeping from 4 a.m. till like 12 p.m. and then eating breakfast during lunchtime. The point of this story is we should value our current experiences more, okay? Instead of waiting for it to become a distant memory and then be like, oh, those were the good times. Because we're always living in the good times. Okay, I'll give one more example. So when I first entered high school, like the day before high school started, I was laying in my bed and I was thinking about middle school, okay? The pre-COVID times. And I was thinking about how life was so carefree and how I would probably have to start doing a bunch of homework assignments and start caring about my grades, although I always cared about my grades, but more so than ever as a freshman in high school. Those were the thoughts going through my head. I felt old already, and I was only, I think I would have been, 14 years old. I was only 14 years old when I was thinking all of these things. And I was just scared, you know? I was scared to move into the next phase of my life. And even now, I'm scared to go to college. Or not scared, I guess nervous is a better word. Okay, but now when I look back in my freshman year, that already feels nostalgic. I had a great time freshman year. That was like the peak of my volleyball career. And I had an amazing class animation with one of my best friends, and we got close because of that class. And we'd walk to school together, which I didn't have the privilege of doing later on because then I had a 0 period. And it was just easy to get straight A's in freshman year compared to later on in high school. My point is, freshman year it was absolutely amazing. One of like the best times of my life. Yet going into that year, before it had started, I was thinking middle school is where I peaked. It's over now. And now as I'm entering into college, I'm thinking I peaked in high school. But the thing is, you're always going to be at your peak. Every experience is equally as valuable. And now my closing thoughts and solutions. We are the youngest we'll ever be. Instead of having the mindset of, oh, I'm 18 years old, it should be more like, oh, I'm 18 years young. For example, if you're at the age where you can run or walk without your knees giving out, then you should definitely take advantage of that instead of playing video games or something, because maybe 50 years down the line, you would look back on those moments where you could run and wish you ran more. So we should treat today as the good old days, because the good old days are right now. So do the things that you've always wanted to do. Maybe it's travel the world in a van and live out of a van. Maybe it's creating a water slide on the grass. Maybe it's trying a new hobby or your first solo road trip. Just things like this can't be kept waiting, because if you keep pushing it back, right? Maybe you think, oh, after I get my first paycheck, after I get married, after I settle down, after I retire, it's going to keep getting pushed back until one day you won't be able to do it. So instead, we should do what we want to do right now. Oh, and one more thing that ties into this message. If you're feeling insecure, maybe you don't like how you smile, or maybe your skin's not clear, something like that, just think about it this way. Several years down the line, you'll look back at yourself and you won't notice these things. What you'll notice instead is that you look really young and happy. So, act young and happy. Okay, that's the end of today's yapping episode. I'll finish the drawing in the third episode, which will be linked when it's out.
Weezy out of here. Weezy out. Weezy out.
Lot of money, I can have a cash. Boy flew back, cross water with a pad.